Hello, friends, and happy Saturday. Welcome to my Motivational May recording. It is Saturday morning, mid morning on holiday weekend, and I just wanted to come to you today and talk about what motivates me. This calendar is free over on Donna Powered by Creativity's website, Donna Powered by Creativity.com. I'm still working on my first cup of coffee, so brain is not fully braining just yet. There have been some amazing episodes or videos this month. I have watched up to Wednesday, the 21st, Budget with Mama Bear. I haven't caught Canadian Finance Journey yet, but I will catch up on that this weekend. So the topic for this month is motivation. What motivates you? What motivates you to do what you do? What motivates you to keep saving? What motivates you to work towards a goal that you have? And I think, in my opinion anyway, and my opinion is worth exactly what you paid for it, which is nothing. In my opinion, you have to know your why. Until you know what your why is, how can you possibly stay motivated? In my opinion anyway. For me, my why, and this will probably sound funny if you didn't see my Q1 goals video last month. My why is school supplies. There is a fantastic movie that came out. I don't know when it came out, but it's called Cinderella Man. Stars, doggone it, I knew that I was gonna, Russell Crowe, Renee Zellweger, and I believe Paul Giamatti is his name. And it's a story about the life, the fall, and the comeback of a man named Jimmy Braddock back during the Depression. And as they went into the Depression, man, he couldn't lose. He won everything every fight that he entered. He won everything, and had a nice life. They were living a very nice life, and then the Depression hit, and they lost everything, and he started losing every fight and couldn't win for love nor money. And at one point, he's asked to do, he's just kind of a stand-in, hey, we just need you to get in the ring and take these punches. And he was going to get some money to do it, which was important to him, because at one point his kids had to go live someplace else. They didn't have any money for the power had been shut off. It was cold. One of the kids was getting sick, and so he took the fight just to pay the bills and turn the lights back on. And he started winning again. He found his motivation in seeing his kids cold and hungry. And at one point, right before his big championship fight, somebody says, what's happening? Why are you all of a sudden winning everything that you're doing? What brought all this on? What are you fighting for? And his response was one word: milk. He was fighting for milk. He was fighting for his children. He was fighting for his family. And he wanted to go back to be their provider. So for him, he knew what his motivation was to keep going and to keep pushing. His motivation was simply milk. My motivation is school supplies. For those of you that didn't catch my Q1 goals, and Mini-Me just walked in. She's right over there, right beside me. Last year, buying school supplies, I hadn't saved for it. I hadn't prepared for it. And I had to look at my daughter and say, I'm sorry, Sugar Bean. Hi, Sugar Bean.
Hi, Mama.
I had to look at my daughter and say, I'm sorry, Sugar Bean, but Mama, I don't have it. And oof, she's loving on me right now because she's hearing Mama tell the story. But I vowed that day I never wanted that to happen again. I was never going to allow that to happen again. I was going to find a way. I love you. I was going to find a way to never be caught like that again. And so that's what started me on this journey. That was my why. My children, my family, making sure that they have everything that they need. Not necessarily want. I'm not going to buy them everything that they want. But I will make sure that they have everything that they need. Another thing that motivates me, I don't keep my money in a bank. I'm going through a phase right now where I want it all home with me. Why? I don't know. I've had it in a high yield savings account before, earning interest, but in this moment, in this phase that I'm in, I want it all right here at home. And so this is the binder that I keep the big bills in, and it goes in a safe that's bolted to the floor that has a couple of good locks on it, so somebody can't just walk in and take it. Seeing this get filled up with money is very motivating as well. Now, my version of filled up with money, it's not going to be your version of filled up with money. What my needs aren't what your needs are, which aren't what someone else's needs are. We all have different financial needs, different financial goals. But for me, seeing this get filled up, so when house insurance time comes along, I know I can pay that bill. When car insurance, I can pay the bill. Propane, that's a big one for me, propane, because I know that even if, God forbid, during the wintertime the power goes off, I live in Southwest Missouri, ice storms are not uncommon. We are experiencing a flood right now. By the end of the weekend, I know there will be quite a few big roads that will be impassable just because of all the rain. But anyway, propane, wintertime, ice storms, power goes off. Having a nice chunky propane envelope, I know my family will stay warm. I know my family would stay fed during those times because I have the ability to cook over that fireplace, right? The one that's going to keep us warm. I know we'll have water to drink because I have water stored in food safe bins. Seeing this get full, I'm going into a lot of chitter chatter, and I don't need to go into a lot of chitter chatter, but seeing this binder be full for the categories that I need it to be full in is very motivating to me. Going into this process, my spending was out of control. I was an emotional spender. I know that about myself. I'm working on that with myself. And I have to say, with each passing month, I am comfortable in decreasing how much extra cash that I give myself because I can see on my spreadsheet, I'm a digital budgeter, not a pen and paper budgeter. I can see on my spreadsheet that when I decrease how much I give myself, I can increase these other sinking funds over here to be able to fill this binder up just a little bit more. And that is motivating to me. Do I want to be able to spend and buy all the stuff that I want? Of course I do. Of course I do. But I also want to see my family taken care of. And so my family overall is my why. Keeping a roof over our heads, keeping our bellies full, keeping the power on, allowing for some fun luxuries like, streaming services. For us, that's a luxury, having the streaming services. We don't have the ability yet to go on vacations or go on big shop. I can't remember the last time I went shopping for myself to buy clothes. It's been forever. What are luxuries for some, maybe necessities for others. Each person Each person is on their own journey, and don't compare, please, please, please don't compare your journey to somebody else's journey. Don't compare my journey to your journey. They're not the same. Don't compare your journey to your bestie's journey. Those journeys aren't the same. If you only take one thing away from all of the mumbling that I have done today, I hope what you take away is find your why. Really, really, really drill down and find your why. Whatever your current financial situation is, whatever your needs are, just whatever, find your why. And I think by doing that, will make everything else just a little bit easier. Finding your why will make your motivation just a little bit stronger, and will make those little steps forward that you'll make that much more of a celebration. And it will make, there will be setbacks. You have to accept there's going to be setbacks. But by knowing that why and knowing where you're trying to go, I genuinely believe, at least this works for me, I genuinely believe it will make the little steps that you take going forward that much bigger. And it will make those little steps that you have to take going backwards, because they'll happen, it will make them that much smaller. So find your why. It may take you some time. Examine your life, examine your world, examine your needs and your wants, and maybe your family's needs, if you have a family that you're supporting and taking care of. Whatever your world is, find your why. Figure out where you're going, where you need to go, where you want to go, where you want to end up. And then find your motivation. At least that's what worked for me. I hope you found something in my mumblings. I don't ever speak smoothly. My brain and my mouth, there's a little bit of a hiccup in there. But I hope you found something in this that was helpful. If you did, please leave me a comment down below and let me know what it was you liked. Let me know what works for you. What helped you find your why? What helped you find your motivation? If you have questions about me or my motivation, if you need some help, if you need some direction or some guidance, please don't hesitate to reach out. My email address, it's on my YouTube profile. It's budgetingkim@gmail.com. You can reach me over on Etsy. I think you can even reach out and message me over on Ko-fi, whatever it's actually called. But reach out, and I will do whatever it is I can do to help you to find what your why is, what your motivation is, and where you're trying to go. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I implore each of you to think about why we have a holiday on Monday. Think about and remember and honor those who have served and who have given their all. And really focus on that, not just on the day off. Don't get me wrong, the day off is nice. I'm sleeping in on Monday. Trust and believe, I'm sleeping in on Monday, but don't forget the why. Have a wonderful weekend, my friends. I will see you back here on Monday for a special Memorial Day mini and colorful Dollar Monday. Bye, friends.